why an insurance policy for some people can be a better asset, for some a better investment, a better place to put their money than maybe even a real estate, single family home, some type of property. Now, here's the thing. There's no such thing as what's better for everybody. There's no one size fits all when it comes down to money. But I want to break this down because I help a lot of my clients out when they're asking me, hey, Joe, I have some money. I'm 45, 50, 65 years old. I'm thinking about buying a real estate property to pass down to my child. Is there any other options? And this is where I'll show them an insurance policy like an index universal life structured to be able to pass that wealth down, but still give them some options. So let's kind of go through this. Now, this is an example. This is not advice to you as far as for money advice. This is not wealth advice to you when it comes down to, hey, I'm essentially not telling what to do. I'm using some examples. Some of these numbers can be more accurate if we're looking at, this is not from a mortgage company. This is not a direct insurance quote. So keep in mind that we're using some examples. But these numbers are as close as we possibly can for examples. Now, we're using a 50-year-old male. This 50-year-old male has a standard health. That's for the insurance policy. The same person, this avatar essentially, is also in between saying, man, I want to purchase an investment property. I want to purchase another property, but I want to pass down some wealth. So in our example here, we're going to compare an index universal life policy, which is a life insurance policy, to a single family home. That's essentially what we're going to do. Now, both of these are going to be valued at $300,000. So essentially, this is a $300,000 insurance policy. This is a $300,000 home. Now, they're going to cost, and this is where some of the difference is going to be. And now, like I said, you're going to have to determine which one is best. I'll give my opinion, but which one is best for a person. This $300,000 policy for a 50-year-old male would cost, that's standard health, costs about $600 a month versus this property with right now. Now it's $2,100 a month. Right now, interest rates 7 to 8%. You can Google that right now. Hey man, what's interest rates right now? 7 to 8%, and you're gonna have to put 20% down, and it would be $60,000, $2,100 a month. So, insurance policy off the top for the same value, essentially. $300,000, $600, $2,100. Now, here's one of the biggest things next. We're going to place them both to be paid off in 30 years. So you got a 30-year fix, you have a 30-year payment for this policy. Now, I will say this. You don't actually have to put in $600 a month for 30 years for an insurance policy. Just like here, you can, of course, instead of paying 30 years of interest, you can put more money in. Now, but the difference is this $600, I played with some of the numbers, the illustrations, it could be as low as 20 years. Now, what are they going to be valued at after 30 years? Of course, this is not a guarantee, but this is a estimate, even though we can't guarantee future values based off of past results, but this is an estimate. So let's say that this insurance policy, the index portion of it is mirroring the S&P 500 and average of 6%. And in real estate, a safe bet can say that, man, a home can appreciate in the United States. History shows us between 3 and 4%. So that's why I put that there. Appreciation 3 to 4%, 6% in the market. Now, $468,000 in 30 years is what this insurance policy will be worth. We're not counting, in neither one of these, we're not going to count equity. We're not going to count equity because both of these got equity. You can pull some money out. You can do some different things. We're not counting none of that. $468,000 that would be worth at that point. This real estate property will be worth anywhere between $728,000 to $973,000 if it appreciates on average 3 to 4% per year. Okay, now, how much did it cost to purchase a $300,000 policy, or how much did you put into the policy? You put $216,000 over 30 years into this policy. In this real estate, of course, we're adding the interest and principal. It'd be about $700,000 that you would put into this real estate property over a 30-year time frame. Now, keep in mind, with the real estate property, there's a few things that we have not added. One of the things we haven't added is just the cost of owning property. Repairs. 30 years in any home, you're going to have to repair things. It's the cost of owning that home that we're not factoring here. Now, at the end, what just basic net that you're going to get from this bad boy? Insurance policy will give you a $252,000 return. This real estate property would give you, if it's only appreciating at 3%, you would actually lose $28,000. But if it appreciates about 4%, you'll actually make $273,000. So that's just the basic raw numbers. Now here's the thing, what have we not added in here? Of course, what's an advantage of the real estate property? The advantage of the real estate property is that could you rent it out? Of course you can rent it out, but then that can cause different things there. So people say, well, Joe, what if I can rent the mortgage out? True, yeah, you can. But there's another element to that. The insurance policy. I know some people who sell index universal life policy, they'll say, well, Joe, what if the market returns a lot more than 6%? Well, it can, right? From 2009 to 2021, the market, especially S&P 500, was averaging a lot more than 6%. So there's some factors here, but there's positives and negatives. The negative could be that neither one of these are guaranteed, but we're just using basic numbers. Now, what's my point here? An insurance policy structured like this, what's the advantage of this? The cost. And so this is one of the things I tell a lot of people, if you're just looking at passing down wealth, I want to pass down wealth to someone else and I want to put my money somewhere. You can essentially get this policy and you're only going to put $600 in a month instead of putting in $2,100, around $2,100 a month, and you got to put $60,000 down. So the barrier of entry is a lot different in an insurance policy if, of course, you're healthy enough to get approved. Then when you look at, man, how much this can make for that, you're looking at, even on the 4% appreciation, $273,000 is good. But you may have a lot more headaches than just dumping it into this insurance policy and making $252,000. So when you're just looking at, man, what am I actually, getting? How does this thing work? There's a lot more to it, but I wanted to give you guys a good breakdown because this is a question I get all the time about, man, which is better? Is there a better value? And in my opinion, for some people, they don't want the stress headache of owning a property and the risk of it. An insurance policy like an index universal life structure like this could be a good deal. Either way, if you like that, you say, man, I want to know more. You like it, you don't like it, you want to argue in the comments, go ahead and argue in the comments. I'll reply to you. I'll give you some more data if we want to do that and have some fun. Maybe I'll even make some more videos. But if you do want to know more, then of course, man, you can reach out to me. I have a team. We can teach you and talk to you more. And I have some people in the real estate industry, if you're looking at that, I can recommend to you as well.